So we're a bunch of goofy goobers, aren't we, today?
Are we? I thought it was just our normal noise.
Hey, watch that.
What?
Nothing.
He's gonna get offended. I've been using the word since I was like in 4th grade. Hey, Kade.
Oh, God. Hey, Max.
Hey, Kade. We're still laughing because I said
I'm gonna kill you.
This Halloween podcast has already gone off the rails.
Nostalgia Nuckleheds with Kade's Manticore, Kade. Halloween Horror Cast number 2. Ooh, yeah.
So we're doing a Goosebumps episode, obviously, and we chopped it down to just, like, originals if there were multiple episodes. So, Wheel is going to decide once again. Are you ready, Kade?
I'm excited, yes.
Alright, here we go! Oh, keep going! Oh, Haunted Mask by Justin Inch. That's actually one of the best ones, if I remember correctly. Well, Kade, strap in, because we're going to be watching Goosebumps, The Haunted Mask.
That sounds pretty interesting.
Well, we'll be finding out. We're going to take a break. We're going to watch the show. We'll come right back. Ooh, I got goosebumps. So, we rolled The Haunted Mask. So, that was the episode we watched. It was a 2-parter, 48 minutes long.
We suffered through.
We certainly did. I could see why, Are You Afraid of the Dark has higher ratings. Let's get to the, plot summary right now.
So, there's this little girl. Her name is Carly Beth.
Carly Beth, Kade. Our story starts with Carly Beth as our fair protagonist. She's a scary cat. She gets scared by everyone and pranked constantly. It's probably because she ends up running away shrieking every time someone does a prank to her, so it's very funny to prank her. So, she tends to get pranked by her friend. Her friend Sabrina does it to her right at the start in, like, the most lame way possible. It's like, I'm just gonna grab your shoulder and shout, ah! And then she shits herself.
But they're headed to a pumpkin patch because they want to be larcenous and steal some pumpkins.
Yeah, we haven't yet confirmed if that was a pumpkin patch where you could just take pumpkins or if you had to buy them. She comments that, like, a bunch of the pumpkins are rotted. As we move on to the pumpkin patch, she also gets frightened by Chuck and Steve, two local bullies, I guess. They're not really bullies, they're just douchebags.
The reason that they get scared, though, is because Chuck and Steve, they're wearing, like, pumpkins on their head.
Yeah, and they're like, booga 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 booga. Oh yeah, she comments that, like, they dressed up as prowlers. Prowlers. I don't know what a prowler is, Kade, but apparently they wear pumpkins on their heads. And, she goes home after that, she, like, stomps home, and then her mom's like, look at this sculpture I made of your face! And, for some reason the mom has made, like, a sculpture of Carly Beth's face.
Yeah, but we should mention that the mask that her mom made smiles.
Oh yeah, it smiles at Carly Beth for some reason. And then, Carly Beth goes up to her room, and, like, I guess she senses something spooky about to happen, so, you know, they have to do, like, the tense, and they're gonna open the door scene, and that's when a duck jumps out and attacks her.
And then it's just her brother.
Psyduck uses slap attack and slaps the shit out of her. And she shits herself again, because that's what she does.
So she's getting real sick and tired of this stuff, and then this one girl has a very delicious looking sandwich.
Yeah, we need to figure out what kind of sandwich that was. I think it was pumpernickel, not sure. And then, as, fucking Carly Beth's eating her tuna sandwich or whatever, I think it was tuna, I couldn't tell. Chuck and Steve Chuck distracts her with some fast talk, and Steve puts a worm into her sandwich, which she then eats, and then everybody at the school laughs at her. Ha 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 ha! Look at that loser. Oh. It's a pretty common...
of even, like, the girl dressed up as a clown just, like, pointing and laughing.
Yeah, pretty common school nightmare to have everyone in the school pointing at and laughing at you, though.
She goes home, she reads Friendship magazine, and she starts crying, and,
She's crying. Let's put that in quotation marks. I'm not really sure what the hell she was doing.
And then she tears up the duck costume.
She's like, fuck ducks.
She breaks open her... Is it a piggy bank?
She didn't break open a piggy bank. She just had, like, her money stored away in, like, a little container. So she's like... Alright, I've got $30. I could go buy a Scream mask with this. And she goes to, like, some curio shop that's run by Jean-Luc Picard. The masks that she sees, she goes there. Gorilla, Nerdy Chewbacca, Bernie Sanders. And then she just goes into the back room for no reason, because apparently you can just go into back rooms. And then she sees some of the really scary masks. There's, like, a fat guy, there's, like, a guy that's rotting, and there's, like, a really obvious monster one in the end. She's like, ooh. And then Jean-Luc Picard busts in. He's like, what the hell are you doing back here? You're not supposed to be back here. And, she tries really hard to convince him. It's like, I just want to buy the masks. Here's $30. He's like, I don't want your money. You can't have them. They're too scary. That was his logic. These masks are too scary. But she figures out a way to steal them anyway, because apparently that's just her thing. She's stealing things. She was going to steal that pumpkin, and then she steals the mask and kind of, like, throws money as an afterthought. Yeah, she just fucking she just straight grabs the mask in front of the guy and says, here's $30, and then just runs at the door. He's like, no, come back. And then when she gets outside, he just shuts the door and leaves. So then there's a scene whose production value is straight out of Spider-Man 1 because the Green Goblin scares Man-Spider, yeah. Her little brother was Man-Spider for Christmas. For Halloween. For Halloween Christmas. I'm drunk. Then she tries to take off the mask, but it doesn't come off. It's like, I can't get this mask off. Then she eventually does get it off. Finally, it's Halloween night. So, for her costume, she decides to dress in all black, wearing the creepy, like, fanged mask that she stole, as well as taking the clay facsimile of her face and putting it on a stick or like a spike and then having like a red kerchief pretending to be the blood. Yeah, she put her own head on a pike, as it were. And she really goes all out as far as this little new persona that she's putting on goes. Yeah, she becomes an asshole. She's like scaring kids, stealing candy, smashing pumpkins, tearing down skeleton lights. It's like, what are you doing, Carly Beth? This is not you. Remember when she, like, scares that kid and steals the candy, and she's like, that mom's like, I'm gonna call the cops! Yeah, it's really weird. That's pretty funny. It's at this point, while they're out trick-or-treating, her and Sabrina's like, this isn't you, Carly Beth, what's going on? She's like, this is me now! They split up, and Carly Beth goes hunting for Chuck and Steve to get some little, And she finds them, and they're fucking around in the graveyard, because that's what you do on Halloween night, you go fuck around in graveyards. She proceeds to frighten them. My favorite part about the conversation between the two, she's like,
it's Carly Beth, you have to apologize for being a dick for all these years.
And then Steve looks at her and is like, how are you making that strange voice?
And she's like, I just talk like this.
That's the best part, is like her voice is apparently supposed to be different, but it's clearly just the kid like doing a slightly changed voice.
And then, this is at the point where the real big scare of the video was, where the clay head of Mary Beth, what is her name?
Carly Beth.
Of Carly Beth, it begins to just talk.
Help me. And kids are like, ah, and they run away. And then, I have a theory that Goosebumps takes place in a universe of easily scared children, because these kids are just getting scared all over the place by everything. Yeah. And then she buries the clay head of herself, and then does a sweet cartwheel. Yeah, she does a cartwheel for no reason. That kid could probably just do a cartwheel and ask the director, hey, can I do a cartwheel on a screen? And the guy's like, yeah, do it, I don't give a shit. I got paid. Anyway. So then she goes and Sabrina finds her. She's like, I've been looking for you all night. And they go back home, because on Halloween night you get your candy and you go home and you eat it all. And then you spend the next day writhing in pain because of all the chocolate you ate and how bad it was for you. So while they're dividing their chocolate and candy and stuff, Mary Beth, or whatever her name is. Carly Beth, Kade, Carly. C-A-R-L-Y, Carly, for fuck's sake. So Carly Beth, she's trying to take off the mask, because she's gotten her revenge. She scared the two little nitwits. She scared various children around the neighborhood. So then, Carly Beth, there, I remembered. She goes out into the night. Yeah, you did it. Good, I'm proud of you. You did it. She goes out in the night, and she tries to go back to the curio shop. And... No, you forgot to mention that the mask was, like, a part of her now. It began to It began to assimilate her, basically. Like, it's like a symbiote, if you're familiar with Venom or Carnage or any of those guys.
There goes another Spider-Man reference.
Yeah, so she goes back to the curio shop, asks Jean-Luc Picard how to get the mask off. It's like, get it off me.
He looks nothing like Jean-Luc Picard.
I don't care, it's a bald guy. I just call every bald guy Jean-Luc Picard. You got a problem? Deal with it.
You gotta deal with it!
So she goes back to the curio shop, and she asks him to get the mask off, and Jean-Luc Picard begins to explain, like, these masks, they're evil. I tried to make them, but they're always so ugly, because I have an ugly soul. That was the explanation, right, basically?
I don't think it's a very good explanation, and I don't feel like I have learned anything more about the mythology of this episode, but whatever.
I'm sure the book is better. Maybe there's more answers in The Haunted Mask 2. Someday we'll check that out, but anyway.
No.
No. The first series you ever flat out said no to. But, she tries to get the mask off, and he's like, wait, there's one way. And it says, like, true love will do it, or whatever. Love of...
Beauty and the Beast. Anyway, yeah.
So Beauty and the Beast was great. I'd love for the Beast to manhandle me, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, all the other evil masks wake up, and he's like, oh my god, they're waking up, run! And she runs, she trips, she eats shit, she gets up, she struggles with the door for like 5 minutes. She's like, I can't, I gotta take this lock off, and then the next one, and then she finally gets it open, but leaves the door open so all the masks follow her out. She runs back to the graveyard, she starts digging up her own head. And then she gets surrounded by the other masks that are like, you love us, Carly Beth. Be one of us. You love us. Blah, blah, blah. And then she, like, shows them the head. And she's like, this is Carly Beth. And they all just run away for some reason. Or fly away. And she just looks at the face. She's like, this is me. This is Carly Beth. And the mask just comes off. She just pulls it off, no problem. Then she goes to her mom. She's like, I'm sorry. She's like, I don't even know what you did. And she's like, oh, okay. And then that's where it ends. Should we just head to the patch portion of our podcast, Kade? We're on to the patch now. Obviously, we have plot. So, Kade, what's your thought of the plots of this two-parter?
Oh my goodness. Okay, the plot. The fact that they had 2 parts to do this plot. First off, they did terribly. They did Adventure Time. This is my example always for using your time wisely. Adventure Time does a great job of setting up a storyline and finishing it in 11 minutes. That's how long each episode is. 11 minutes long.
Hot dog nights and everything.
I wish for a box. Sweet! I wish to blow up. I mean, like, get big.
Wow, you guys are really stupid.
What do you mean?
The fact that this episode took 43 minutes and told less of a story than the first 3 minutes of an Adventure Time episode just speaks to the writing quality, and the adaptation was bad. Nothing happened. The plot was not good.
I don't know, man. I do have fond memories of this show, but, I mean, it was a scary thing that I wasn't actually scared by. So, maybe I was being a tough little kid, like, Goosebumps didn't scare me at all. What do you give the plot, kid?
I'm really gonna have to give it a 1.
A 1?
Yeah.
That's pretty brutal, man. I'll give it a 3. Because, I mean, I think it had some good, decent points. I mean, I think a mask assimilating your body is pretty fucking scary. It's like the Thing.
I don't feel like that's part of a plot. I feel like that's more of like, that's a plot device, not a plot. That's all I'm saying.
Acting was what our agreed upon A was for live action shows, so.
Yep. The acting was a little bit better than 1.
It was still horrendous, though.
It was still really bad. Like,
very obvious that some of these actors had very heavy French-Canadian accents, or maybe just some kind of accent.
And they definitely weren't sorry about it. Anyway, just the main actor was not good. Even, like, the adult. But we based...
Jean-Luc Picard, you mean?
Yeah. Wait, yes.
And I think he was probably told to act like that, chew the scenery a little bit.
So.
I don't know. It's a kid's show. Kids' horror show, Kade.
That doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that I rate it less than a normal, like... I'm putting this up against every other thing I've ever watched. I'm not lowering my standards.
I'm not asking you to either. I'm just saying, like, expect some schlock and scenery.
Yeah. I felt like they just had a bunch of props. They had some actor kids, and they were like, "Well, we got this Goosebumps book we found in a sewer. Let's try and film something."
It's a little soggy and damp, but I think we're getting the gist of it. Well, what do you give acting, Kane?
Okay, acting, I'll give it a 2.
I'll agree with you on that. I think 2. It's pretty bad.
It is pretty bad.
Tell us about the theme song, Kade. Because we had to listen to it separately because it wasn't in the episode we found.
It was head-bumpingly.
It's probably the most memorable thing about the show.
It's very memorable. Alright, I'm gonna give this one, like, a good 6.
I'm gonna give it a 7, because I think the Goosebumps theme song is amazing. So, C is for character, right? So...
Alright, ready? I'm making history here. 0.
Really? My goodness, Kade is 0?
They all just fall flat. They're not even, like, caricatures. They're not even, like, tropes. They're not archetypes of characters. They have no motivation for anything that they're doing.
Carly Beth does.
Yeah, the closest thing is Carly Beth, but that doesn't earn her out of the hole that the rest of the things that she does digs her into. Because she is in full control, right, when the mask is on?
No. The mask is
or
over.
is that very blurry as far as who has control?
I'm pretty sure it's the mask taking her over, Kade. She talks about it, remember? She's like, it's not me, it's the mask.
Is that just a physical thing, or like a mental thing?
I think the mask is slowly taking over her body, Kade. Body and mind.
Okay, and then how does the mask have a brain?
The mask is a face, remember?
I know, but whose face? What face?
It's that guy's inner ugliness. Jean-Luc Picard's inner ugliness, remember?
Okay, so how did he imbue it with some sort of soul or anything to, like, haunt or take over mental capacity of someone else?
It's him trying to replace his own ugly face, Kade. So it's him. But he can't because he's just so fucking ugly on the inside. He can't make a decent mask. So all the masks become tainted with his inner evil. You know what I mean?
So he's not chopping off his own face and then making a new face for himself.
Isn't he, though? That's what I got. As I thought about it more, that's what I was thinking.
So is it his skin? Because that's what they said. It feels like real skin.
Yeah, I think it is his skin.
That's just weird.
Like, the horror points just started ratcheting up.
It's just weird, though. Like, it's...
Yeah?
Like, in the way that she reacts to him, like, in all these contexts, and then all he does is just, like, love will break the curse, like... That's weird coming from the guy who cuts off his own face. Like, I don't believe it. Horror is all about suspending your own disbelief, really becoming immersed to the point of being comfortable for a second before they break that for you. And that process of just, like, being comfortable, knowing that you're probably safe, and they build up some tension. The best ones, though, is the ones where you don't see it coming, and it just is terrifying. None of the characters are memorable. Carly Beth is a Mary Sue.
Carly fucking Beth. Kade gives characters a 0. I will give it a 1, since I do believe in Carly Beth's motivation of wanting to scare the people around her.
Humor or horror in this case?
I think we would have to go horror, since any humor was unintentional.
Okay.
So, Kade, how spooked were you? How did anything in context spook you?
The clay mask when it started talking, and they never explained it. I'll give that a 5.
Yeah, Jesus. As for me, horror-wise, I'll put it at, like, a strong 3.
A strong 3?
That sounds really shitty, but, it's a pretty strong 3. I mean, I don't like the idea of someone assimilating my body and using it for their own gains, man. That's why John Carpenter's Thing is scary as fuck to me. So, what are you giving it overall, okay? Give me your overall score.
Like at a 4?
A 4, huh?
Maybe a 3?
Okay. Put you at 3 for this one. Yeah, I think mine boils down to an honest 4 as well. Like, I could watch Goosebumps and be entertained, but I'm not like, I'm not ranting about it. Anyway, that's the end of this podcast. Are you Slime's Gooflumps? Thank you so much for watching, or listening and watching if you have been. Next week, it's gonna be our debut of Nostalgia Nuckleheds Night at the Movies. What scary movie will it be? I don't know. You'll have to tune in and find out. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
This has been Nostalgia Knuckleheads with